Kevin has lighted up our lives from day one. And when he came home, he looked around at Stephen and at me, and he said, "Wow, these folks are old. I better be smooth." And for the most part, he was. He brought more love into our lives than we could ever count on. With his loving ways, with his wonderful friends, with their parents, teachers, and coaches, we have had so many fabulous people. And it's all because of him, because Stephen and I couldn't have done it. Mostly, you have to understand that the day that Katherine and Kevin met, something magical occurred.
In preparation for this toast, I reflected on Kevin and Katherine's relationship, and I thought of the word commitment. Starting with my best friend, Kevin. For more than half of our lives, Kevin has been, above all, a loving, thoughtful, committed partner to Katherine. Since they met at the Baldwin Center soccer camp to being cross-state rivals at U of M and MSU, one thing has remained constant. Kevin has built his life around Katherine.
I remember the night Kevin asked me if he could marry my sister, saying something along the lines of, "I don't know a Katherine without a Kevin, at least as an adult." And I even did the math. By next year, I will have known Kevin and Katherine as a unit for more of my life than I will have known Katherine just individually, which is pretty incredible. And for those last 13 years, while the two of you have been shaping me, I've got to watch the two of you grow stronger in partnership and in love. And I've seen the two of you shape each other into the wonderful people that each and every one of us in this room know and love today.
So Katherine has a bit of a competitive streak. Shocker. I know, shocker. She's a doer, she's an achiever, and rarely backs down from a challenge. One of the great side effects of this competitive spirit is that Katherine has enthusiastically accepted her dad accompanied her dad on pretty much any excursion we dreamed up. She became my de facto adventure buddy. So not many know that our Katherine was actually named after one of my cousins, Katie. Katie was born a couple of years before me and grew up in Cleveland, and I thought Katie was amazing. She passed away not long before our Katherine was born, and Karen and I agreed it was a beautiful name and one with much meaning. Thanks, honey. Because it may sound hokey. Sorry. But I like to think that Katie's been watching over Katherine these 28 years. Pretty sure of it because Katherine is much like Katie. Athletic, charming, determined, damn beautiful, and so smart. So I'll miss my adventure buddy, but I'll treasure our memories. And now with Kevin, we're looking forward to new chapters of their lives together. Kevin, Karen and I know well how much joy Katherine's brought us. You're going to have an exciting, adventurous, and sometimes challenging life together. And it's going to be wonderful.
Love only endures when it moves like waves, receding and returning gently or passionately, or moving lovingly like the tide in the moon's own predictable harmony. Because finally, despite a child's scars or an adult's deepest wounds, they are openly free to be who they really are.
remember my very first trip to DC to visit you. We were about 22 years old, and we were on the rooftop of your apartment in Navy Yard, sitting on one of those couches overlooking the city. That night was the first time I can remember picturing that I could marry you. You, who I first met when my mom forced me against my will in high school to volunteer at the Baldwin Center with the boys' soccer team. Who would have thought that I'd meet the love of my life? And over the next decade, we'd go from sharing a locker together at Seaholm to a life together in Detroit.
I believe, and I think that you do too, that if we follow these vows, these values that we have stated that we share, that our marriage will prosper and our lives will be filled with well-being. That's not to say it will be easy, but lucky for me, I will always have those beautiful eyes staring back at me, reminding me continuously of the girl that I fell in love with and the amazing woman that she has become.
By the power invested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may seal it with a kiss.
I've been waiting like 6 years to say this. A toast to the groom and a toast to the bride from your sister who's always by your side. I love you guys, and cheers to everything that's to come.
Wedding fans, friends and family from around the great state of Michigan. And those of you here at the Detroit Golf Club from all around the world, get on your feet. It's time to meet and greet the Ballers.
I love you both.